He's a surrogate for Jeb Bush, and we want to ask him some questions about Jeb Bush's policy. Uh, where does Jeb Bush stand on immigration? As I recall, in the beginning of his campaign, he was saying that we need to fix legal immigration, and he got a lot of flack for that. And I was wondering, has he since then modified his position, or he still thinks we need to fix legal immigration?
Well, I think his position has never changed. Unlike a lot of candidates, Governor Bush has been consistent. In fact, he wrote a book a couple of years ago about immigration called Immigration Wars. And he believes that the United States is the greatest country in the world. It's a great country of opportunity, and many of us came from an immigrant um, background where family and people that came before us came from elsewhere. And he thinks that's part of the greatness of America.
Let me ask you a question. So, his basic view is that immigration is good for the country, right? And the problem is that we have a bad system now for letting people come in legally, and he wants to fix illegal immigration. So what was he suggesting that we fix in the legal immigration system?
Well, I think if you look at what there's real great economic opportunity with immigration that's done legally. A lot of advancements that have come because of investment research, our ability to attract great researchers from all over the world. Companies, corporations, we need manpower, we need people. We see a lot of jobs that are exported because of the lack of ability to get manpower. So there's great economic reasons. I think what Governor Bush believes is we need to preserve our borders. I think from his perspective, changing some of the immigration perspectives with respect to having the great exemptions for families, having children and parents, and very narrowly defining the family unit, and not letting other people that are defined as family that are not necessarily immediate family, having more of an economic policy related to immigration.
So focus more on the economic benefit to the United States as opposed to reuniting families or extended families.
Extended families.
So here's an interesting point that I haven't heard anybody raise or discuss. Do legal immigrants create jobs?
I don't know that legal immigrants create jobs. I think
Well, let
they
me
help.
ask you this question. When a legal immigrant flies into this country, usually they come on an airplane, they have to buy an airline ticket, right?
Sure, there's definitely an economic benefit.
Okay, right. Just a few quick questions here. When they get here, do they have to eat?
Sure,
And does that create demand for the people that are selling the food?
sure.
Do they have to buy clothes?
Yes.
Do they have to rent apartments or houses? The first thing that a legal immigrant does is increase demand for a whole bunch of goods and services. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So that does increase the necessity for jobs in those sectors, right?
Sure, legal immigrants.
So legal immigrants, yeah. Well, that also happens even if there aren't legal. But so people think that when immigrants come into the country, they're taking away jobs from people. But in fact, they are creating jobs before they go to the first job that they find. They've already started to create a lot of jobs. Those are the low-end immigrants. The high-end immigrants that create businesses or have special talents, they create even more jobs, right?
Yeah, I think if you listen to what Governor Bush has said from the very beginning, and this is what's different about him and many of the other candidates, he's never changed his position. He has always said legal immigration has been one of the things that has been important about our country's history. And the economic issues related to immigration are very important. I think he agrees that we need to tighten up our border and make sure illegal immigration is dealt with. And he's also been one of the people that said, you're not going to take 12 million people and go round them up and send them home. You got to have a reasonable approach to how you're going to deal with this.
That's an absurd proposition to deport 11 million people. How many jobs would be lost if 11 million not Americans, illegal immigrants, or whatever you want to call them, undocumented workers, or illegal immigrants, or whatever, if you kick them out today, then they won't be earning all that money and spending all that money in a whole bunch of sectors, and all those sectors would have to reduce jobs because they don't have as many customers as they used to. So if you kick out 11 million, I don't care which 11 million people that live in the United States, whoever they are, it's going to reduce the amount of jobs, not increase the amount of jobs.
Well,
Isn't that correct?
I think
Because there's no longer demand for the products that they used to buy.
right.
So in effect, immigrants are great for the country, and